Back to Death. She's looking shocked at this point. She can't believe this isn't the person that she was beginning to believe the devil was. And we cut back to the devil from her perspective, and the devil's just sort of sitting there going, no, that wasn't me. He isn't actually saying this, but he's sort of trying to show a nicer side of himself, pretending that didn't happen. And as the camera pulls in on him, he suddenly breaks down and cries because he can't hide who he is, and he's completely ashamed. He's like, don't look at me, please, please, please. And Cupid just kind of rolls his eyes like, oh my god, what is this guy? And we see another shot of the sphere as Cupid's sort of starting to put all these relationships back together. We cut back over to the devil, who takes a moment from his tears to look up at Death, and he starts to think to himself, oh god, what's she going to do? And of course, Death at this point, her routine up for thousands of years has been to get rid of these devil characters who are always doing these horrific things, and she knows that it has to be done, but she doesn't like the way that they do it. And this guy doesn't look any different from anybody else at this point, but look at him, he's just kind of, he's sitting there crying like a baby. He doesn't really look like he was meant to do that at all. And she's holding her claw up, wondering to herself, do I use this on him or not? And she's getting a bit confused at this point. She's looking backwards and forwards between the sphere, which is slowly populating as Cupid's working his magic on it, and Cupid looking smug in the corner, and this crying little devil sitting over there. And it's all rather confusing. It doesn't fit with the profile she's used to, but she's getting this, similar to the devil, she's getting this urge in her to do what her instincts are, and her instincts are to kill them all. So she casts her wand. And now normally she would cast her wand at the devil, but she can't quite console him as the evil character. So she turns the wand on the sphere because it just seems safer somehow. And this huge blast of deathly magical energy and these demon hands rise and pull around the holographic sphere, grabbing all the people and pulling them down to hell. And the trouble is, she goes just a little bit too far. And normally when she just kind of does a little bit of population control, in this particular example, she kills them all. At which point, Cupid's a little bit miffed. Now, normally he'd be jumping for joy, but he looks at what she's done and she's gone just a bit too far. And he's thinking to himself, hang on, you've undone all my hard work. And she sits there and she looks at this demonic wand of hers and breaks down into tears. And just like the devil, so she's sitting there bawling her eyes out. And the devil kind of notices this, sees that she's got exactly the same problem as he has, and just wants to reach out and console her. And he starts to dash over towards her, at which point Cupid kind of notices, whoa, hang on a sec, yeah, they have got a lot in common, and this sexy girl that I've been fancying for thousands of years, she kind of fits in with the devil, and this devil who's only just turned up suddenly has a chance, and I'm out of the picture. He's really annoyed at this point, and he's also swelled up and angry about the fact that he's just had his day's work undone as well at the same time. So he's sitting there thinking to himself, what do I do? I'm getting more and more angry with it, until he gets a brainwave and whips out his Cupid wand. And the Cupid wand, which has spent millennia designed to pull characters together, he suddenly casts on the objects of his desires, i.e. Death, when he just points it at her at her weakest moment, when she's least capable of defending herself. And it just kind of grabs her in this tractor beam-like energy and pulls her off her chair. She grabs at the last minute onto the edge of her chair and tries to stop being pulled away. And he holds this thing out, getting all excited, wah-ha-ha-ha, as he's pulling her towards him, sort of thing. And then he looks over towards Devil, thinking, yeah, what are you going to do about it? And the Devil character, he's all, oh god, oh no, oh my god, I can't do anything, how am I supposed to handle this? And he looks down at his wand, knowing that he can't bring himself to do it. He doesn't want to do this, casting the evil thing. And he poises his finger over the button, just wondering whether he should do it or not. And we get a close-up of it, looking into his eyes of the turmoil, trying to figure out what he's going to do. And clearly he's not really capable of it, but Cupid looks over and he's like, this one's in the bag. I'm going to be able to do this easily. And he just starts laughing and cackling to himself. Then we have another close-up of the Death character hanging on for dear life at the edge of her chair, trying desperately not to be pulled away. And then one more look over at the Devil character, who's like, oh God, I can't let her go. I've got to do something to save her. And then a wider shot of all the characters doing their little moment, with Cupid continuing to laugh and Death just hanging in there, but actually at this precise moment lets go of the chair and starts being dragged towards Cupid. And just as this happens, the Devil character grabs hold of his wand and points it and uses the courage, what little courage he has, to break the connection between the two of them, just like he does for a day job, in effect, in the sphere. The connection breaks and Death goes flying across the arena as Cupid is zapped on the spot. And Cupid's really angry on the spot and annoyed, but Death is flung to the side and she kind of looks at herself, it's like, I'm all in one piece, I'm okay, sort of thing. And she looks over towards the Devil character and, filled with emotion, rushes over to give him a big hug. At which point the Devil character just kind of, he's all confused, he doesn't really know how to handle this, but he looks down at his wand and decides he's never going to do this again. He can't face it, but he can handle whatever life brings him without this evil weapon that he has in his hands, and he throws it away and goes in for a big hug with the girl of his dreams, sort of thing. And then we fade to black, and when we come up from black we have a close-up on Cupid, who's kind of looking really, really excited and almost like he's won something. It's like, and you're meant to think, whoa, how did he come out on top of this situation? And as we pan back, we reveal that what he's actually doing is, in each hand he has the other two characters' wands. So in one hand he has the Death wand, and in the other hand he has the Devil wand, and he's just alternating, having a ball, just playing around, doing the whole cowboy thing, going to town on this sphere. And as we pan across the sphere and we see all this activity going on, it continues to pan on the other side as we reveal that there's an equal level of energy coming from the other side, which is someone clicking away on the Cupid wand, bringing couples together and making the world a better place. And we pull back and we reveal Death and Devil in each other's arms, sitting down, enjoying each other's company and firing off the Cupid wand. And in effect, they're doing exactly what they've always wanted to do as well. And just to finish off the story, Death reaches over and grabs the halo that's hooked on the back of the chair and places it on Devil's head, almost to say, like, you're the angel of the situation after all. Fade to black.